It's full of great songs. So Theories of Emptiness. It's a very interesting album title. So could you describe the lyrical meaning of the new album?
Of course. After I had written like 5 or 6 songs of this album, I started analyzing what I was writing about, basically. And I came to the conclusion that more or less everything that I wrote about was, in the end, based on the sensation of emptiness. Be it having lost somebody to cancer, or lost your life partner that you loved, or just feel lost in a world where you don't see or find your place in it, or even the positive sides of emptiness, like not having the desire to chase a new purpose in life, or just feeling content and happy with where you are in life is also a sort of emptiness that is positive.
Mm,
So I would say that you have 10 songs that describe different types of emptiness in its maybe not its purest form, but some sort of form.
okay, okay, that's good. And you and Jonas have written the material of the last album, A Heartless Portrait. So could you describe the composing process of the new album? Were the other band members involved in the songwriting as well this time?
I mean, every album, all the members are involved in the songwriting in one way or another. Be it just having ideas about what we have written, or if it's criticizing a guitar solo or whatever. Everybody's involved, but me and Jonas have been the producers of the album uh, for the last, I don't know, 5 albums maybe.
Hmm.
But for this album, the main foundation of the materials was actually written by Johan, the bass player.
Oh, yeah.
And then he brought a lot of ideas to me and the rest of the band, and we sat down and listened to all of the ideas that he brought in and decided on a few, like maybe 20 ideas that we really, really liked. And then me and Jonas started to create Evergrey songs from them, basically.
Ah, yes. Hmm.
So that's how it happened. Many times we were changing the key of the song or the tempo of the song many times, because Johan writes very slow songs. So we all, I think for one song we even doubled the tempo. I think that song is Falling from the Sun, which we released a video for already. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's but it was a great way of working, because it took away a lot of pressure from me and Jonas having to come up with most of the material, right? So now we
Mhm.
had somebody else coming up with most of the material, leaving us with more time to concentrate on the actual production of the songs. So yeah,
Okay.
I would love for that to happen again. Okay, I'm
Okay.
talking to Johan. Make
Johan,
more
ah,
songs.
yes. Good. And you have mentioned it before, the new album is produced by you and Jonas again, so it's done very well. So, but did you ever consider to bring in an external producer, maybe for adding some new ideas or some new sounds?
I think for the sound part of it, I mean, for this album, we have Adam Getgood. Adam Nolly Getgood, who is the new mixing guy we work with. We have worked with Jacob Hansen for the last 5 albums,
Mhm.
and Jacob is one of our best friends, and it will always sound $1 million when we work with him. But we felt that we had, I mean, 5 albums is more than most of the band's
Of
careers.
course.
So we felt we needed to do something to change up and be hungry and alert, and also challenge ourselves as a band all the
Okay.
time, every release. So we brought in, asked Adam if he wanted to do it. Adam was a bass player in Periphery before, uh, and I guess he plays bass on their album still, but also very well known for his sonic ears and his professionalism when it comes to being I would call him a musical professor. So when I asked him,
Oh,
and he said yes within 90 seconds of me asking, I was very happy, and also got very eager to write songs and produce material that we could be proud of in front of him, having never
Hmm.
worked with him before. It was
Hmm.
those things, with with a team that you work with before many times. All of those things get sort of laid back, and you forget about some of the importance of being on your toes at all times. So when it becomes
Okay.
too comfortable, I feel like I have to leave.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
This was my idea. So, and I've got the impression that Theories of Emptiness is a little bit more accessible than a Heartless Portrait or some other older albums of yours. So, do you agree, or is it just my impression?
It might. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like, before, it's always, I've never said that this is our best album, this is the heaviest album. I might have said that it's the heaviest album, but I never knew before how I felt about an album this early. But for this album, I can really say that I believe this is the best album we have done. I think it's has everything that I would want to have in an album, and it sounds fantastic, and it's a bit more approachable, and it's a bit more light in its feeling, if you want.
Yeah,
But it's also very, very dark in some places. So it's
yeah,
maybe the most dynamic album we have, going from the highest tops to the lowest lows. So for a song like Cold Dreams, for instance, it's like the darkest piece of music we've written. And then you go to a song like Our Way Through Silence, which is the last song on the album. It's almost an Evergrey take of AOR music. So yeah, but yeah, very, very, very happy with the album.
this was my impression as well. It's dark, heavy again, but there are also light elements and
Yeah.
more accessible elements. It's a very good, yeah, how should I say, contrast. The contrast is bigger than or
Yeah.
stronger than on previous albums. So yeah, to become someone else, for example, is a dark, heavy, and very bombastic song. So what stands behind this song lyrically and musically?
To become someone else lyrically is about having a heritage that you don't want to have on your back anymore, I would say. You don't want to become the person that you're inevitably becoming. So I think I asked the question in the song, if this stops right now, can I become someone else, basically. So that's what that is about. It's a very heavy song. It starts calmly but very in your face, and then you have probably one of the heaviest riffs we have ever written, going into
Hmm.
the full emotion of the band. So yeah, it's a very cool song with an epic middle part as well, more reminiscent of movie music, I would say, score music for movies. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a very cool song.
Okay, yeah, and Ghost of My Hero is a slow, tender song. So do you have to compose these tender songs in a different mood than you are when you're composing the heavy songs? Is there a difference? So
I mean,
because
since it's this song, Johan wrote
yeah,
100% of this song. So I just wrote the lyrics and the
yes, okay, okay, yes.
melodies. So, but and it's actually one of the songs on the album that we didn't do anything with outside of putting orchestra in it. So it's Johan's composition.
Okay. And yeah, Jonas Wengs, the singer of Catatonia, shares vocals with you in Cold Dreams, and your daughter Salina sings background vocals. So how did it come? Who had the idea for these great guest appearances?
Well, I had the ideas, but it was me and Jonas have known each other for a very, very long time, uh, since last October. so
Yeah.
so not that long. We were doing live shows together with for Arion, in Tilburg. So we did 6 shows together there live for Arion, and then
Mhm.
we had some late nights and drinking red wine and talking about life. And at the end of that, I think I just said, "Would you mind being on a song of our new album?" And the lyrics is about a topic that we talked about a lot during our late nights, so it made sense. And then we couldn't just have two old, grumpy, depressed guys. We needed some angelic qualities, so I brought in my daughter and started to reintroduce her to the world of Evergrey again, making some nice, lush background vocals.
And is your daughter becoming a musician as well, a professional musician in a rock or pop band?
I don't know. It's totally up to her. I don't know.
Okay,
She certainly has the qualities to do it, but you also have to have the will and the force
okay,
and the time and the money and all of that shit. So maybe we'll see more of her. Hopefully.
okay. And where's the source for your beautiful melancholia in your music generally? Yeah, what is the source? Where does it come? It's a great melancholia in your music, bombast.
Ah, the source. I mean,
The
I think the
source.
source is life. Unfortunately, uh, most of it is based on something that I either encountered myself or been through myself, or at least like Ghost of a Hero is not about me, but it's about me watching somebody else going
Okay.
through something. So yeah, the source is life always.
Hmm. Okay, and you did many tours as a special guest in former times, but in the recent tours you were mainly a headlining act. So is the time of being a special guest over now for Evergrey? And are you aspiring to play in bigger arenas now, for example, in Hamburg, the Markthalle, or some kind like that?
Yeah, I mean, we it would make sense for us to be opening for like a couple of steps bigger band, so we can play like maybe 3 to 5 to 10,000 people. Then it would make sense for us to be
Mm,
a
okay,
special guest. But other than that, I think we are just today announcing a lot of shows for Scandinavia, and very soon we will announce the rest of Europe as well. So it's a it's a headlining tour. I mean, we also released so many albums that if we are opening for somebody else, we can play maybe songs from one album. Now that we are on album 14 here, it's gonna be it's a hassle trying to figure
mm,
out the set list even for us. So
so it's hard today to create a set list, 14 albums. It's not an easy task.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's impossible too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in earlier stages of your career, you had some changes in the lineup, but this current lineup lasts for about 10 years. So, what is the secret behind this long-lasting and very successful lineup?
I think this there is no secret. I think you play in a band for as long as you feel that you want to do it. When you don't feel you can do it anymore, you shouldn't, because then this life isn't for you anymore. Then you have something else that pulls you in a different direction, and then I believe that that is what you should be doing. You don't have any responsibilities other than to yourselves.
Hmm.
And also a band that has a member that doesn't want to be in the band it's not going to be a happy band, so I feel as soon as you feel something and make up your mind about not wanting to do this music life anymore, then you should quit, which is which is totally fine.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
understand it's not this life is very much not for everyone, so
No, I understand, and but it's a good chemistry within the band, musically, I guess, personally as well. Or how would you see it?
absolutely we're best friends, but we will still be best friends even if somebody leaves the band. It
I
doesn't change the friendship of us. It's we've been doing this for such a long time, raising our kids together, and seeing the downsides and the upsides of life everywhere. So for us, it wouldn't change anything, and it never did in the past either. We're mostly friends with all of the people that have been in the band, that plays in other bands, or that is doing something different in life as well. So
We
it's all
still
good.
contact to the former bandmates, Patrick Carlson, all these guys who,
Now, Patrick is one of the few that we don't know where he is actually, but we're on good terms with everyone. So
yeah, okay, that's a good. aspect. And you are a member of Redemption and Silent Skies as well. So how hard is it for you to schedule all these musical activities with the ones of Evergrey?
I mean, it's hard, it's difficult, but it's also something that I've been doing for a long while. I mean, I think I've done 3 albums with Silent Skies now, and two with Redemption, and I have a bunch of other stuff that I do as well. Plus, I do with Vikram from Silent Skies. We make a lot of music for video games,
Ah,
and right now we're working on Jurassic Park, the video game, for instance. So
oh,
there's a lot of music
oh, good.
that
That's good.
that isn't on albums, you know. So, but it really takes good planning and very careful thinking about what we should say yes to and what we should say no to. So
Hmm. Okay, and when will you be on tour in Germany again? Do you have tour plans right now?
we have a tour that is already set, but I can't tell you until I tell you. So
Okay,
it's
we
very
have.
soon,
Okay, that's good.
very
And
very soon.
yeah, very soon. So you had several attempts to play in Wacken. I saw you in 2002, and then you tried again to play there. The concert was canceled because of the storm and the bad weather, of course. So how did you experience your last performance in Wacken last year,
I
2023?
think Wacken should move their timings because the weather there sucks. I mean,
This is,
last year we came there, we walked in mud up to our knees, and we almost couldn't get there because of the rains that had been there. But I mean, I feel sorry for them because it's a fantastic festival, but they get hit by these weathers all the time. So maybe it's time to move it to May or something. I don't know.
yeah.
I would move it to May.
Yeah, yeah. Last year was extremely bad weather as well.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and
when we played. So yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah. That was my idea because I guess in 2002 there was a bad situation as well. The weather was bad as well. And so,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it was the same, pretty much.
yeah. This
2002
is,
and 2023, same weather.
yeah, yeah. But you have played there, and you are very successful in South America as well, not just here in Europe. Um, how do they react on you? Is there a different kind of perception compared to Europe or maybe to North America? How would you see the various reactions
I mean,
on you?
it's different, but I would say I mean, honestly, like last tour we did in Europe and in Germany especially, we did a lot of shows in Germany because Evergrey is all of a sudden working very well in Germany, and but honestly, I think we had some fantastic shows in Germany especially where where the shows very much was like a show in Sao Paulo. Maybe they sing a bit more in South America, but
Okay.
the vibe is just as good. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting back to do a lot of shows in Germany for this year. So I think we
Always,
have I think we have 60 shows that we haven't announced in Europe this year yet.
mm.
So it's gonna be a lot of touring.
And how is it in the United States? Are you there well known as well? Do you plan a headliner tour in the United States as well? Or
We always have USA on our minds, but in the end, we need to make since it costs a fortune to go to the USA and tour. We need
okay,
to we need to do something that makes sense for us. We we're we haven't been there for a good while, but we
okay,
headline there as well. It's pretty much the same as in Europe for us there.
okay. Yes, and there are many great bands, yeah, from Sweden, metal bands, Hammerfall. I guess you were our friends, I guess. Hammerfall and
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Evergrey. So many great bands. So isn't there a possibility to tour with Hammerfall? Maybe two great Swedish bands in one lineup, for
Sure.
example.
I mean, we're well, we know everyone. We're friends with Sabaton, In Flames, Nightwish,
Yeah, yeah.
Hammerfall, so we could tour. We would love to tour with any of them. It's not up to us.
Okay, this was my idea. There's so many great bands, so many creativity from Sweden. This would be a good package, for example.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. Or
yes,
Catatonia, maybe.
yeah, Catatonia is a little bit similar in some cases. So, Tom, do you have further information for your fans about the new album, the current tour, or maybe videos? What can we expect?
I mean, I think you should just be sure you pay attention for the coming weeks because there's so much stuff coming out in terms of news, in terms of shows, in terms of festivals, videos, other content that you're gonna be drowning in the lake of Evergrey at the end of the summer. But we're looking forward to coming out and play, and be sure you check out Falling from the Sun. It's out now. A new video comes out in 1 week, I guess.
Hmm, hmm.
So stay alert. Tell your friends. Bring your mom. You know.
Okay, then yeah, good. Have a good success with the new album, the next
Thank you.
tour, and hope to see you again. Thank you very much, Tom, for this nice
Thank you for having
interview.
me. Thanks a lot.
And here in Germany, do you know three letters? KOR. Keep on rockin'.
That's not German. That's English. Bye bye.
It's worldwide. Worldwide. Okay,
Hasta
thank
la
you.
vista. That's two.
Yeah, yeah. Bye bye.